Welcome back to Bearded BBQ and Adventures, everybody. My name is Don, and I am here with Ron. And we just finished up a camping trip in Texas in the middle of July. And we are here with 20, right? It was 20, right? It's 20 tips for things to be aware of or things that will help you if you decide to do some camping in the middle of summer in Texas. So, without any further ado, I guess the real question is this, is what you guys want to know. Would we do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It hasn't been that bad. I think we decided that the most temperature that we'd be willing to deal with is
About 95 at the most.
95 at the most during the day. At night it's been in the low 70s, and so it's been very tolerable. But we were talking earlier today, and I thought it would be just a good opportunity to sit down and just kind of talk to you guys through this video about the tips. And this is for dispersed camping. So for those of you that may not know what that is, it's not a campground. It's not a campsite that has facilities and restrooms within walking distance or running water or electricity, anything like that. All the lights and everything that you see, because we're on a dispersed camping site right this second, is powered by a power station or an electric generator, something along those lines. So these tips are going to kind of help you be comfortable should you decide to go in the summer. And they're in no particular order. So the first tip, bring water, preferably a big container so you can wash dishes. You can use it um, during the cleanup process, making your coffee in the morning, having it as extra drinking water as well, but bring plenty of bottled water and things like that. That's a big one, right? Second, your sleep system. It's hot in the summertime, so bring a cot and a pad, and you want it to be breathable, and it will keep you off the ground so that the air circulates underneath you and you'll be comfortable. My wife actually picked me up a cooling blanket and gave it for me. That actually helped. Like the first night we were here, as I was kind of waking up around 6 in the morning, I was a little chilly, and that cooling blanket just kind of helped take the edge off a little bit. Um, as I mentioned just a second ago, power stations. That's number 3, to charge your phones, etc., and other devices. So, like I brought my iPad, I've got my iPhone, I've got camera equipment, those type of things, and so I've got 2 power stations with me, and they've held up very well. Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the biggest things that has allowed this trip to be very comfortable. Fans, either battery powered or rechargeable, or if you have like a power station, like I've got the Blue Eddy power station, it's powerful enough that you can plug in a small fan and it'll run that fan all night and keep you kind of comfortable throughout the day. So that's a big thing. You had the rechargeable fan in yours, right?
The rechargeable fan is fine. If you have a place, the small rechargeable fans, if you're able to hang it in the ceiling, have it pointing directly at your chest area or face, those are actually okay. I slept with one last night. Like I said, we've been dealing with about 91 degrees
Yeah.
at the most of the heat. During the day, at night, it's been about in between 78 and 72. So,
Yeah. Um, Number 5, fire pit. As you can see behind us, we have a little bit of a fire pit back there. It's just a raised fire pit. It's big enough for like 1 person or 2 person. Yes, it's summertime. What in the world do we need a fire pit for? Ron, what do we need a fire pit for?
as you can see, the smoke is kind of coming off to the right here from my right. That smoke really just helps keep the mosquitoes away. Gather firewood. If you are having a mosquito issue, gather some of that pine
Mm-hmm.
cones a little bit to kind of help with that excess smoke when it's
Yeah.
burning. That actually helps to keep the mosquitoes
Yeah.
away as well.
If you notice that it's not super windy like here and you can handle it, that smoke really does keep all the
Yeah.
insects at bay. So that's a huge thing. If you bring a tent and there's no chance of rain, leave your rain fly off. If you have it on, it's just trapping the heat inside your tent. You want it to be able to escape. There's been no chance of rain since we've been out here for the last couple of days. Slept with our rain flies off. It was nice. I was actually laying there last night and looking up, and I could see the stars, and that
Mhm.
was a pretty cool experience.
Great
Yeah,
view. Absolutely.
yeah. So that's a huge thing. Number 7, a lighting system. A lot of people will have like battery powered lanterns, propane lanterns, light torches. There's all kinds of options, torches, whatever. I brought a string of patio lights. It's probably about, I think we guesstimated it's around 30 feet long. And that's what you see lighting us up right now. Is I've plugged it into a little power station. These are LED patio lights. They take very little energy to run. And this little power station, I think I got it off of Timu, the smaller power station, and it'll power this thing for hours. And so that's a huge thing. And I'd say in an area where you're dispersed camping and you need to see, because if you've got to get up, walk away from the campground, and you've got to see where you're going, if you got to use a bathroom or whatever, this light really, really helps. Number 8, totes or storage for your items. It makes it easy to pack and travel. Everything that we brought for this trip, everything that we're talking about on here, it fit in the bed of my Jeep Gladiator easily. And so if you have storage totes and boxes and things like that that you keep everything in, it makes it very, very easy to pack. Everything goes in the same spot. Pack it in, pack it out. Super, super easy.
And I wanted to touch on that, Don.
Yeah,
It was really quick and easy for us to set up camp. It,
yeah,
it really was. And like I said, keeping it compact, fitting it in your vehicle. Like I said, the Jeep Gladiator was a great vehicle to use. But don't bring your entire house with you.
yeah,
It really
yeah,
try to compact as much as you can. It really did help. There were a few things that we lacked, but really, what we're saying on this list, that's why we have the list here,
yeah.
the
And
basics.
and the
And
great thing is too, most of the time, like some things that I forgot, like little things like tongs from the kitchen, because I don't have a pair of tongs that I keep in my camping totes. Well, my camping tote had everything else, and tongs weren't a big deal. I just use my knife to flip the meat. You saw it in the camping video if you watch. Hopefully you did. It'll be linked after this video. Um, so if you have things that are stored in a tote system like that, it's always going to be there. So if you keep it in your garage or storage shed or storage unit, whatever it is, that camping tote or totes, it's always going to have the stuff that you need right there. So it just makes it easier for packing. Number 9, this is something that we've used a lot, is a Bluetooth speaker. Sometimes it's just great to have the background noise of nature, but sometimes when you're sitting out here, you're smoking a cigar, you're drinking a cold one, like we are right now, you want to hear some music playing. And we listen to everything from bluegrass to blues to rock and roll, country, Texas country. You name it, we probably have listened to it. And that's just, and Bluetooth speakers aren't that big either. Um, Trash bags. This is a big one. When you're in dispersed camping, you pack it in, you pack it out. So you've got to make sure that you've got heavy duty trash bags, because you don't want to leave anything behind or run the risk of having any critters or anything in the middle of the night get into your trash. So you want to store it safely. So at night, what we do is the trash bag that we're using, we take it, we put it inside the bed of the Gladiator, and nothing really messes with it. Number 11, food, food prep, and cooking vessels. Um, you think a lot about like your ice chest that you bring your food in. You want it to be a pretty good quality ice chest. You don't want it to be something that all the ice is going to melt, because um, then your food's ruined. You're out in the middle of nowhere like we are. Where's the nearest grocery store? 30 minutes away.
oh, definitely 30
Yeah,
minutes. Yeah.
easy 30-minute drive, and that's not, that's an hour of your time going somewhere to get ice. So pick something good to prep your food in. Plan your meals out for your trip. We had our meals planned. We knew what we were going to eat the first night we were here. We knew that we were going to eat lunch away from camp, and we knew that dinner the second night was going to be steaks. And our breakfast is consisted of like eggs and bacon. So we planned for that, and we knew, and we had everything with us. So that makes it easy.
Your
Um,
uh, your ice chest, your heavily insulated ice
yeah,
chest Yeti, or the knockoff brands, use that for your food.
that's what I do.
The
Knock off.
cheaper ice chest, use that for your beverages.
Yeah,
Rule of
yeah,
thumb.
yeah. Because that's, he's absolutely right. You don't want your food to spoil, and so I have the Walmart version of a Yeti, and that thing holds ice for days and days and days. Like it's barely even melted. So that's where we've kept all of our food, and it's kept it nice and cold, and we've been very pleased with that. Number 12, in the summertime, you want to find a spot to camp in that still has a breeze and shade. You don't want to go plop yourself so deep into the woods that now you've blocked any wind from coming in, because that's what's going to keep you cool
Mm-hmm.
at night, is having the wind and all that. There's a slight breeze tonight every once in a while, but if we were further back in the woods, there's no way that we would be able to feel that. 13, I kind of touched on this a little bit. Plan your trip. So when you're thinking about food planning, you think about your trip planning. Let other people know where and when you're going to be gone and when you're supposed to return, so that you know they know. Our wives know where we're at right now, and if we don't return home, they'll celebrate and get new husbands. But that's beside the point. Uh,
Uh,
a good knife. You want a really good knife
yep.
to use. I've got two. I'll bring my pocket knife with me everywhere I go, and then I have my camp knife that I use. I'm sure I think I'll put a picture up somewhere so you can see what I'm talking about. But I used it to process wood earlier and split some wood, and they come in so handy. Anytime that you go anywhere, a first aid kit is essential, and I keep one in the Gladiator at all times, so it's always there. Um, Number 16, we're talking about clothing matters. Dress appropriately for your comfort and your activity level. It's hot, y'all. We're in t-shirts and shorts. Um, if you're going to do some heavy hiking in the woods, you may want to wear some like breathable pants and clothes and shirts that'll keep you cool. But like, you
Yeah.
don't want to be walking around in jeans in 92 degrees of
No,
heat. That's just miserable,
absolutely not.
Um, Number 17, adult beverages. After all, you came on this trip to relax and unwind
And get away.
and get away,
Yep.
but do it responsibly.
Absolutely.
Don't leave your trash. I went and I picked up some trash around today. It wasn't anything bad, and I don't think anybody did it on purpose, but little wrappers and things that fall out of people's pockets. If you see it, pick it up. It's just the right thing to do. Number 18, scout out the area to see what is around for your safety. So, Ron, you can kind of speak to this a little bit. Like we looked around this whole area when we got here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a working ranch, so there are livestock on either sides. We do have some fenced areas. There's cows, there's cattle on either side of this pasture, but scope your area around. Check and see what livestock they're keeping on the area you're camping and the pasture or designated area, and just really scope it out. Also, check for and see if there's a water source, a stream, a creek, a pond, or something like that. Check that out. Kind of get to know and make sure your natural water sources where they are, and it kind of helps to know that as well.
Absolutely. When we were talking about number 11, the food prep, and the cooking vessels, we touched on the ice chest, but I put that as number 19, a decent cooler. You really don't want to skip on that, because you're going to be somewhere for a period of time. And usually, when people do dispersed camping, they intend to get away from society and stay away from society. And so, definitely, I want to reiterate the importance of having good equipment. You know, lastly, number 20. This was something that we didn't realize. We knew we were coming to a working ranch, and we weren't sure. It hasn't been raining a ton here. We did have Hurricane Beryl a couple of weeks ago now, and but it hasn't rained a whole lot since then. A capable vehicle is important. There's no way we'd be sitting here right now if I didn't have a four-wheel drive vehicle. There's just no way. There's like a kind of a boggy area and some gates, and I just don't see a two-wheel
Now,
drive getting
if
through
y'all
that.
if y'all do watch the camping video that we are going to put out
Yeah,
a little bit later after this video, you will see there's some
yeah,
very heavy muddy areas. I just don't think a 2-wheel drive would have been able to make it.
yeah. I mean, if they were with
Yeah,
their four-wheel drive friends, to pull them out, or you had
yeah,
some recovery boards or something, maybe. But I've got it was getting out here. It's great because like you're not going to see a lot of people out
yeah.
here, but you definitely want to make sure that you do the research on where you're going to be and that you're prepared for that. I think that's the key. The overall arching theme is
Mm,
preparation, and
yeah.
that's what these tips are about. So we are going to have the camping video that will actually be up first before this video, and I will link it to the end of this video. So please, if you haven't watched it, do that. Do it right now. Do it right now.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So, and if you like the content, you like the tips that we have, and you've got some other tips of your own, hey, put in the comments below. I'm not a big summertime camper. This is like the second time in my life that I've been camping in the summertime, but I feel like we survived and we did okay. I feel like
we
it
got
was
really lucky this year.
Yeah.
The way the weather was acting, we were able to do it in the middle of July
Yeah.
in Texas. But I'm telling you guys, when that heat gets way up there, just avoid it. We got lucky, stayed in the low 90s. It's doable.
Yeah, it is definitely doable if you plan and if you do it right. So, hey, thank you guys for watching so much. Please hit that like button, subscribe so you can see more videos. I got a bunch of cooking videos. I've got Jeep videos. I've got camping videos. I've got meadery reviews. I've got a lot of different things going on the channel. So please hit that subscribe button. And until next video, we'll see you guys behind the grill or behind the wheel.